guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to FIFA 21. And also, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Leeds United career mode. I did, of course, announce that my first FIFA 21 career mode was going to be with Leeds a few days or so ago, and now that I've got the game, it's time for us to really get set up with it. There are, however, a few things we need to do to set this career mode up, and so this is episode 0. I also, too, little peek behind the curtain, play most FIFA, or at least most of my career modes on PC. This is PlayStation 4, so I won't probably play the career mode here, but we will use it to have a look at the team, to see who we should be signing, and what else that we need to do. And I'm going to ask for your help in deciding all that. But here are the board expectations for Leeds United. Domestic success is critical. I'm hoping it's just to stay up, because I think that's about as high as the bar should be for any recently promoted team. Then you've got continental success, very low, brand exposure high, financial low, which is good, and youth development high. I don't mind those expectations at all. I just wonder how harsh the league and domestic success is going to be. Like, do I need to win silverware in my first season? If so, that is mad. The transfer budget is 14, basically 15 million pounds. That is not a lot of money. I will not be able to invest that much in Season 1. And so, this is your first question. As has been pointed out for a while, there are some new settings that you can set your career mode up in. So, I wanted to ask, the main thing, is do we give ourselves a bit of a kick, a bit of a boost to this career mode right out of the gates to help with having a little more than just that 15 million? I can have a nice and steady 10 million, so nothing crazy, but we'll basically like increase our budget, not double it necessarily, but a nice little injection. We could go pretty big with a 50 million, and 100 million is the absolute cap. You can go to 200 and 500, but that's not happening. I still want to have it be somewhat challenging, but I'm wondering, do we go with a 100 million pound takeover? Do we go a 50 million pound takeover, a 10 million pound takeover, or just nothing? Or do we just stick with what we have? I am perfectly fine with either of those four. If we get a little injection of cash, a decent injection, or absolutely none, that is completely up to you. I should probably preface everything else I'm about to say with the fact that you can vote for all of these things, all the questions I'm about to ask you, in a Google form, which is in the description down below. So make sure you fill that out, answer all those questions, and we can get the best career mode that we possibly can. Next up is negotiation strictness as well. Of course, you've got loose, and then you've got strict. Now, I'm just going to throw that in there. I probably would have just gone with strict, again, to make things relatively challenging. And just because I don't know if there's a gigantic difference, but it'll make things a little more tougher, which I'm all for the challenge. We can go with strict if you want, or we can go with loose. That's another thing for you to vote on. And another thing as well, as we finally get the career mode really underway, is what do we do in terms of how the team's going to look, formation, what players we're playing. But really, I guess the main thing I'm trying to ask you is, what area of this team do we most need to invest in? I am straight out of the gate seeing a 69 rated goalkeeper who I'm not exactly sure, like the highest rated goalkeeper, wow, am I having a stroke? The highest rated goalkeeper appears to be Casilla, who is 74. Now, I'm not sure even then if I'm super comfortable with having a low 70 rated goalkeeper in goal for me when I begin. So I'm thinking maybe I might potentially look for another goalkeeper. Patrick Bamford is leading the line right now, 70 rated, relatively consistent stats for a 70 rated striker, you know, overall. But I'm not super sure if, even though, let's be real, Patrick Bamford in real life has actually probably been going pretty well. You know, not too bad to start his Premier League campaign, but I'm not particularly confident if we go with him. Yes, there is a recent signing in Rodrigo that we could chuck up forward as well, and he does have some magnificent stats, but for some weird reason I can't help but feel like I don't know if we could swap up the formation and maybe go with a 2 up top strike partnership. I'm thinking about it. We've also got some, you know, pretty pacey but lower rated wingers, and one of which isn't even a winger, he's a left mid, or he's a left back, so I'd probably have to train him if I was to use him in that position. There is Jack Harrison though, to be fair, so we could maybe chuck Jack Harrison in, 81 pace, decent dribbling, and then Costa, although again 73 rated and 74 rated, not super high. It's tricky because it's pretty consistent all across the board. Every single one of these players are mid to low 70 rated, with the exception of an 82 rated Rodrigo. And his stats and his pace do look quite good. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'd definitely be willing to give him a go. We don't immediately have to buy a striker, but if you don't feel that way, just simply let me know. If there are any positions or any areas in the team that you think most need strengthening, whether it be a goalkeeper, a new striker, midfield, centre backs, wingers, or I don't know, anything in that team, then let me know. And look, I tell you what, if I'm going to ask you for what positions need strengthening, then maybe you can just go ahead and drop any suggestions for what players I should actually just go straight out and buy. If there are any players that you want me to sign in the first season with Leeds, in the first transfer window, drop them in the comments section down below. No matter how crazy, for all we know, maybe you guys end up voting for the 100 million and we actually have a decent amount to play with, or maybe I don't have so much. And it goes without saying, but if you see someone else's comments for potential transfer or a signing that you like, then make sure you like their comment as well, so that way they get up to the top, and some of the ones with the more high likes are the ones that I'll probably be more inclined to go for. Maybe just so you get a little bit of an idea too, by the way, of how much players are actually going to cost. These are some pretty more expensive options, but like Gabriel Jesus, 23 years of age, being worth 47.5, and this is on strict transfer settings too, by the way. I assume that would maybe make players a little more expensive. 47.5 million pounds from an 83 rated striker, 23 years of age. Then you've got Jamie Vardy as well. He's about 40 million, so a little less, 86 rated. And again, keep in mind, we only have 15 million in the budget. The most expensive player we have in the team is a 29-year-old, 82 rated Rodrigo, 27 million pounds. You know, at 29 years of age, there's a chance that I'll definitely rock with him, I reckon, for the first season. Fair enough. But at 29, he's only got 2 seasons in career mode at least, until he starts to drop off. So I'm not particularly sure. You've got 14 million that you will have to give for a 76 rated 23-year-old centre-back in Robin Koch, who actually looks quite, you know, I'm definitely looking to hopefully keep him around for a fair while. I might get rid of that release clause. I don't think I want to lose him. Calvin Phillips, he's 76, 10 million pounds for a 24-year-old. I mean, that I was hoping that there'd be a few more slightly expensive players, but again, imagine we were to try to buy a 76 rated 23-year-old. That is 15, 14 million immediately wiped out of our budget. It's tough, man. Shout outs to Jamie Shackleton too, by the way, because if you know, then you know. And I'm not saying any more than that. And that is all I'm going to ask for your help to set up this career mode with. So, just to recap again, do we go with loose or strict transfer settings? What is the difficulty there? Do we do a takeover? If not, then sure, so be it. But if we do go for a takeover, how much do you reckon? 10 million pounds, 50 million pounds, or maybe even potentially 100 million pounds. That is the cap. I'm not going 200 or 500. I don't care. It's not an option. Let's still keep it somewhat challenging. I mean, it's bloody tough as is now. A little bit of a boost could hopefully help us out a bit. And of course, the final and most probably biggest one, what players and positions do we strengthen in this transfer window before we get underway with this career mode? Plenty of players, I'm sure. I'd love to hear your recommendations and your suggestions, so drop them in the comment section of this video. I'll be paying very close attention. The ones that get the most love, the most support, they're the ones that are most likely to end up in my shortlist. So it's over to you though. Ladies and gentlemen, the Leeds United career mode will be beginning hopefully tomorrow, so make sure you are subscribed and ready for it, because we are going to have an insane time with this team. It's a tough, challenging career mode in the Premier League, and I actually think it's going to be lit. I've done a Leeds United career mode before. It was amazing. One of the best I've ever done. Hopefully this one can match it. If not, maybe surpass it. We'll see what we can do. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name's MasterBucks. Thank you all so much for watching. Drop those comments down below. Make sure you go vote. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.